Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel for the program Africa Discourse. Well, today it's all about what is going on in Mali, the civil unrest, civil disobedience in Mali. And Ibrahim Boubacar Keita is under fire. Tens of thousands of Malians came out there in the streets protesting massively for the resignation of Keita. He was accused of siphoning the money meant for the military, hence impeding the fight against insurgency. He was also accused of not running the economy very well, hence hyperinflation, and people are suffering from job losses. He is also accused of having a kind of a negative impact in the parliamentary election that saw what the Malians termed unthinkable when you talk about Mali's election. Hence the protesters, they went to the streets, they went to the National Assembly of Mali, they went to a broadcast house destroying properties to express their grievances. And about 11 hours ago, President Ibrahim Boubacar Keita chose to dissolve the court of arbitration so there'll be peace. But would that bring peace? Anyway, I am Wilson Omasho. With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have a lecturer from Uniben and, of course, a clergyman, a political analyst. Join me to welcome Honorable Frank Amigo. Welcome to Africa Discourse. I appreciate your comment.
Thanks so much.
All right. Mali, for a few decades now, when I say less than a decade now, they've been known for disturbance, for turbulence, for trouble. And of course, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, being the president, has been doing his best possible, according to him, to ensure that peace reign in that region in West Africa. Right now, there is an upsurge of protests, people going up and down, displaying their displeasure of the government, of the governors, or the administration of Boubacar Keita. What do you feel about this unrest?
Yeah, it's so sad to note a thing like this about Mali. Going down memory lane, you will observe that IBK, as is probably known, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, from his pedigree, he should not have had problems like this. From 1990 to 2001, he has been a member of a political party, Alliance for Democracy. He has been in the leadership of that country. From 1994 to 2000, he was the Prime Minister of Mali. So he should have understood the workings of the country. Then in 2001, he formed his own political party, Rally Political Party. So people of Mali have known him. Then from 2002, 2007, he was the president of the National Assembly. That we refer to in Nigeria as a Senate president. So he has been in the forefront of leadership. So people so believed in him to the point that they elected him as president in 2013. He did the first 5 years, 2018. He came back, was re-elected. So this is his second and his final term. So one would have expected that IBK should have known much better than we are seeing now. So the crises we are seeing, they are unnecessary. The various opponents, they are challenging his administration because, I think for three reasons. The jihadist conflict has not been fully resolved, number one. Number two, there is massive economic crisis. And number three, this recent election that took place in March this year, the disputed election. So what the president did was, in a way, embarrassing to the people of Mali. About 30 seats from the parliamentary session were manipulated in favor of his party. So now the people came out that these things should be properly done. But the president was foot dragging. The crisis really started about a month ago. He refused to attend to it. It was his refusal that made people of Madata thinking that we just remember they promised us that you secure lives and property, that you will provide jobs for the youth, that you will ensure that the economy bounces back. And he did none of this. So IBK knew that there was a time bomb waiting for him. So the last hour, about 24 hours ago, or thereabouts, is trying to look into the grievances of the people of Mali. So the president is the reason why the crisis is ongoing. If he had listened to the people, doing the right thing, if he had gone beyond that to even fulfill his electoral promises, he has not done any of them. You know, commonly, as I will say on this platform, the CPU, you want to fight corruption, you want to fight poverty, you want to fight unemployment. Up till now, he has not done that. And surprisingly, Mali is one of the poorest countries in the world. Naira is even stronger than their currency. And the people are not the population is about 20 million, 20.2 million. So why can't you take care of them? You've been on ground all these years. From last century to this century, you have been on ground. So what further thing you need to do to ameliorate the challenges people are going through is to listen to them. But his attempt to listen to them now is falling on deaf ears. Of course, some lives have been lost and several thousands injured. So I think the IBK should go back to the drawing board, call his prime minister, let's look into it. If there are promises you made earlier on, and as you came back second time, you couldn't meet up with those promises, come back, renegotiate the promises, so that people will judge you by what you have promised. 3 things he promised, he has not been able to do 1 out of the 3. And you are moving towards the end of the second term. By 2023, that will be the end of the second term. So the president should do the needful.
All right. Now, you raised some points, and amongst those points, you talked about to combat the jihadist group in Mali. They've caused so much harm to the people and the economy of Mali. And there was this accusation leveled against IBK, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita, that he didn't use the money to refurbish the military. Rather, the money was siphoned. That is the reason why the jihadists, they are still having upper hands in some certain regions in Mali. What do you feel about this allegation?
Yeah, corruption is a major challenge in African leadership. If the money voted for security, he used that, the jihadists would have not been able to attack and kill the Malian soldiers. A lot of them have been killed. Even the UN peacekeeping forces have been dealt with. So the money has been misappropriated. So there's massive poverty. And people begged him, and he promised that I will secure lives and property. And that has to do with food, shelter, infrastructure. He has done none of this. So there is corruption that he claimed he was coming to fight. He is the one pampering corruption. So he is not so much concerned about lives being lost. That's why the opposition parties have come together. They will form the movement called the June 5 movement. Yeah. So why would you wait till that point? And if you look at the religion commonly practiced in Mali, it is 98% Muslim, just 2% Christian. So in the midst of the crisis, the clerics are on the side of the opposition parties. So that will ring a bell that he is not doing well. The first thing, if you don't give water, basic amenities, secure their lives first. That is not doing. That's why they all came out en masse. I think since June till now, the protest has been by like 3 times like that in the city of Bamako, capital of Mali. So why would you wait till that point? And before you know it, this crisis and protest will spread to other parts of the country. If you cannot manage the state capital, the federal capital, what else can you do when it goes around the nation? But the attempt he's making now is rather too late. But God help him, maybe the crisis will be abated.
When you're talking about this protest and the fight against the jihadists, won't these protests fuel, or will I say energize the jihadists to conquer more territories in Mali?
Very easily. If the territorial integrity of Mali had been in place, it would have been difficult, if not impossible, for the jihadists to come back and invade Mali. But now with the crisis now, just as we have in Nigeria, they take advantage of the protest. So more jihadists now will now rush into their country capital, Bamako. And at that point, as it happened some years ago, where there was an overthrow of government, that might take place again. It's imminent. So the President IBK should further reassure his people of his commitment towards resolving this crisis. The political crisis that is going on now is so serious that in an attempt to now dissolve the parliamentary, whatever the court, is rather too late.
All right, now we will come to that. We will get to that extent. Let's take a look at this person in all of this trouble, talking about Imam Dicko.
Yes.
He used to be a friend to Keita. They were like, 5 and 6, doing everything together. But all of a sudden, there was a turn, a twist in alliance. Don't think that Dicko's own, how will I put it now, mentality towards this situation may worsen everything. We're talking about Malian peace.
Dicko is doing the right thing.
How?
If Dicko aligned with Keita all these years, the alliance would have been premised on the good promises made by Keita. That was why Dicko joined. Towards the end of the first term, the 5 years, Dicko noticed that a lot of things that the president said he would do, he never had that in mind. It's like, okay, let's just please the Malians. Let's just mention on a national broadcast and tell them this or that. That was why Dicko aligned. When Dicko now discovered that this man will rubbish his image, that's the image of Dicko. Dicko withdrew from that relationship. That's why, as you said, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
It can go 7 and 8, 10 and 11, so to speak. So Dicko is doing the right thing. That's why a lot of persons are on the side of Dicko.
But some of the people that Dicko is feeling the situation that Dicko is not helping out. He was supposed to be mediating between Keita and the citizens of Mali, but he's not doing that. He's taking sides with the citizens.
Yes, he's not really taking sides with the citizens. If I took you to a place to beg my creditor, I'm owing him some money, and you join me that I will pay back that money before the end of this year, and with monthly installments I'll be paying back. Now the first month came, you asked me, I will go to pay that money. I said, just hold on a bit. Second, third, fourth month, how would you feel? You feel embarrassed because your image before the creditor will be challenged. So that's the condition Dicko has found himself. He aligned with Keita that we are going to make Mali bounce back. Instead of bouncing back, he's nose diving. So like Dicko came out, sorry, what we had in mind was ABC. The XYZ we are saying, I'm not part of it. That's why he separated himself from it. That was just human. So
you're saying it's just to save his reputation, of course.
He had to do that. Otherwise, the whole crisis would have engulfed him. So that's why the IBK is after those major opposition leaders. He has arrested some of them. So they started running away from the capital city. So what the president should do now is to uphold his promises. And there should be a commitment. If you promise security of lives and property, it should be palpable. One should be able to feel it, that there's security in place. As we earlier noted, with this crisis, the jihadists will take advantage of it. And before now, you couldn't handle the jihadists. Now you would have the jihadists with the righteous citizens of Mali joining forces. You can't stand it. Maybe you have to go on the other side.
All right, now you were talking about dissolving the court of arbitration that was trying to see if they can really put 2 and 2 together to make sure that the people are appeased or pleased with what they were supposed to do that they did not do. Talking about the election, do you think dissolution of this court is the right step in the right direction by IBK?
That's the thinking of the president. The damage has been done. About 30 seats on the side of the Rally political party. That's the president's party that he founded in 2001. He has done the damage. The damage he wanted the judges to do, he has done that. So to now dissolve that court means nothing to the citizens of Mali. So if he had the interest of the people at heart, the first thing, those seats that were wrongly taken from the rightful persons should be given back to them, or you do a by-election. Not that those 30 seats will see the mayor where they have been, and I will dissolve the court. It doesn't make sense. If I took your money and you cut me, the next day somebody else comes and says, okay, no, people stop quarreling. Everybody should go back to what he has been doing. What about the money I stole from you? So the people are asking, those seats that were formerly taken away from the people of Mali, restore them, or let there be another election on those areas that had conflicts. But President Keita is not interested in that. He is just feeling, if you say it's a court that did that, okay, we have removed all the judges now, a new set of judges will come in place. Who are these new set of judges?
Now, you talked about a re-election, or let's say a by-election into the House. Do you think it's going to be possible with what is going on after he has just barely 2 years to call it a wrap in his administration?
That will save him to some extent. Once his second term in 2023 lapses, he's still going to be a citizen of Mali. He's still going to live in Mali. So it's better late than never. He still has about 3 years to effect that. But to just dissolve the court and do a new appointment of judges will not solve anything. He's trying to play safe that it was the court that did it. You instructed the court or those judges to do those things in your favor. What if those 30 seats were not in favor of your rally party? What would you have done? So it's for him to put himself in the position of the opposition political parties. He is very insensitive at this point. So he is just on his own thinking, by dissolving that court, reappointing new judges, that should calm them down. And Malians have outgrown that kind of attitude, that kind of mindset. So you cannot now treat them the way they were years back. They have grown up. So that's the problem the president is having now. And the crisis is increasing.
Okay, now let's take a look at the way and manner about which the protesters in Mali are carrying out their protest, or let's say exhibiting or showing their grievances, attacking a media house. Okay. And of course attacking the court, even the house, or let's say the National Assembly. Is that the right step in the right direction if they really want answers in this situation?
Good. In terms of crisis, there are no rules. It's only a standard fight. Let's say boxing now. They can see there's a referee that will tell you you are going beyond bounds and all that. In this crisis situation, it's just rather unfortunate that the Malians are destroying the very few things that they have. It's rather unfortunate. But the way it has gone, nobody cares to listen to anybody again. A lot of things have been destroyed. Beyond the TV or the broadcasting station, they have destroyed so much more. That's to show their level of displeasure. But they should on their own be careful. Because once this crisis is resolved, what do you fall back on? Will you set your house ablaze because you are angry? And once the crisis is resolved, where would you now live in? But it's rather unfortunate that they went that far. But their going that far is predicated on the attitude of the president. He has been in power all these years. He couldn't do anything. So there's a high level of display of insincerity. So the corruption he claimed to come to fight, he couldn't fight. Money meant for security, he diverted. So everybody is seeing it. As I said, the population is about 1/10 of Nigeria's population. That's about 20 million. Are they so large? There are some few states in Nigeria that you can't control. And the resources are there. They refused. So the poverty they are having in Mali all these years They had a hope in President Ibrahim Keita that he will help them move them out from obscurity to limelight. But what they are seeing in Mali is from one level of obscurity to the next level, and it's unending. So that's the reason that all of them are united. Let this man step down.
So, now talking about stepping down, do you see Keita stepping down even in the height of this turmoil?
A poet once
because
said,
they are saying step down, that is the only thing that we want right now. Don't think there'll be a vacuum if that should happen. That is, if we even succumb to stepping down.
Good. Stepping down is the best bet for him. A poet once said, in part, that I'm the Iroko of this forest. You become the Iroko if there's no fire in that forest. If there's a fire outbreak in the forest, there's no Iroko again. You are still claimed to want to be the president of Mali because there's relative peace. If the Malians refuse to ignore this crisis, and the jihadists, they will take advantage of it, who would be president over? Over the jihadists or the citizens of Mali that don't want you again? Or would be president over your own home? So what is happening now if he does not step aside or resign, whatever language, the jihadists can overthrow him, and that becomes another bargain entirely. So posterity will not forgive the Keita family that they were the ones that brought the military or the jihadists back to rule of Mali. So the best thing, I don't know why African leaders find so hard to resign. In some civilized climes, once they just accuse you of a thing, okay, no, for integrity's sake. Though Nigeria is even more corrupt than Mali.
Now, what it is that we will not agree to that. After all, they are fighting corruption. That's what happened to the EFCC boss. Yes, it's like you think that has been investigated. So you consider that Nigeria, they're doing better in that regard compared to Mali.
Assessment, Transparency International. The corruption perception index of Nigeria is worse off than that of Mali. Is there on their website.
But the Nigerians, we protested, reacted, saying that is not correct.
We are too religious in Nigeria, that's why we don't have a protest.
all right. Now, some few years ago, Mali was overrun by jihadists, insurgents, and it took the intervention of ECOWAS to come rescue Mali.
Especially France.
Yes. Do you see it happening again in Mali, as in history repeating itself?
ECOWAS might come in, because the whole world is aware of what's happening. It took the intervention the other time for France to help resolve it. And it becomes unfortunate for President IBK to now bring the country back to the former state it was years ago. That shows no progress. So ECOWAS should come in now. Mali is not really a threat to ECOWAS, unlike Nigeria. ECOWAS is scared of Nigeria as a country. But Mali is just a small country. So you can easily call the president to order, manage the situation. They might likely prescribe some solutions on how to resolve it. If he does not keep to it, the jihadists might take over again. And that might be this year. Because the way it's escalating, building up momentum, bit by bit. And the president and the armed forces, instead of fighting the jihadists now, is not using the police to fight the citizens. So there is a display of ignorance of security. Well, you are meant to secure, and the people you are not fighting. People you're supposed to fight, you're no longer fighting them. So how do you rationalize what the president is doing? So if the president can put his acts together, in a short while, this crisis will be resolved.
All right, now if you take a look at the clip, you get to see a crowd of persons protesting. Don't forget the world is plagued by COVID-19. From what you can see here in the video, do you see this protest placing Mali at a very, very high risk of the spread of the coronavirus pandemic?
What the Malians are doing by this protest is a fight for life. COVID-19 wants to take life. And the ones we can protect, let's fight for that.
Because if you watch closely, no face masks, nothing.
There is no need for face mask.
No social distances. Just look at how crowded they are.
That shows their level of displeasure of the rule and reign of IBK. So if the president could see this and is not resigning, that means he's hard-hearted, so to say. So if the president can be fair to himself, all of these people coming together against him, he should ignore the opposition leaders. These persons don't have even water. Potable water they don't have is a scarce commodity in Mali. So you're not providing anything. So I'm wondering why he's thinking that the opposition leaders are the ones instigating the people against him. If he has provided for the citizens, no matter the level of opposition, those people will stand in favor of the president. So this is an outright display that the president is not president over them. He should have done as we do in Nigeria. Okay, town hall meeting, let's fill your pulse. Okay, there's a site, just drop your questions, we will answer all that. The president is behaving like a military head of state. And he has been governance of that country. As I said, a one-time prime minister from 2002 to 2007. So he has been very close to govern the presidential rule of our country. So I think it's a deliberate refusal not to be concerned about the plight or poverty of our people of Mali. So he's not bothered. So for the people to call for resignation of the president, you know, that's a very tall order. And such a thing has never happened in Nigeria. As bad as we have had things in Nigeria. No set of persons protesting that this president must go. So for a president of Mali to be told to resign from office, as we say in pidgin English, what about pass Gary? So he should be watchful enough. The sight of the protesters, as we saw on the screen now, should tell him of a truth. My time is up. You should have just done one term of 5 years and we'll just rest. All right. Our time is up. I'm getting a strong signal that we should call it a wrap right now on this discussion. Now, there is one voice that the West African region, they fear and they obey. The president of Nigeria, anyone that is president, whenever he gives a command, so to speak, to other West African countries, they tend to obey. Do you think that our beloved president, Muhammadu Buhari, if he should speak a word or two on this issue, do you see the Malians obeying? They will. If what our president will say, President Muhammadu Buhari, if he says, Malians, hold on, no more crisis. Our president is taking a risk. It's better to speak to the president than to speak to the people. You know why the crisis is going on. This child is crying. Okay, pet him, let him stop crying. You said no, I can't pet him to stop crying because he's crying because he's hungry. How do you pet a child that is hungry? All right. To stop crying? All right, so we're going to lose our president. The president of Nigeria should speak to the president of Mali. All right. Well, viewers, you've seen it. Mali, they are protesting, serious unrest in Mali. You're complaining about your beloved country, Nigeria. Things are worse off in other countries, so you should appreciate God for the country that you are in. Appreciate a wonderful analysis, Honorable Frank Amego. Thank you so much for coming. All right, let's see if our beloved president, Muhammadu Buhari, will speak to IBK, Ibrahim Boubacar Keita of Mali, so that peace can reign in that region. Bye for now.